18 months after the dramatic failure of the spillways at Oroville Dam in Northern California, a disaster that led to the evacuation of 188,000 people, construction is on schedule to complete the concrete work in the main spillway by November. 1. In recent weeks, 805 workers from Kiewit, the Nebraska-based company that was awarded the main construction contract on the project, have continued to rebuild sections of the massive 3,000-foot-long spillway. Earlier this month, the State Department of Water Resources released this video showing before and after footage of the project. Crews have methodically filled in giant canyons and crevices that were carved into the hillside at the nation's tallest dam after a section of its spillway, built in 1967, failed during heavy winter rains in 2017. Last year, workers put a final layer of structural concrete over 2 of the 4 main sections of the spillway. This year, they are roughly half finished with structural concrete work on the final 2 sections. They also are rebuilding the spillway walls and the drainage system, and have started to rebuild the huge water dissipators, known as dragon's teeth, at the bottom of the chute. The spillway is used to let water out of Lake Oroville, the state's second-largest reservoir, and a key piece of the state water project, when the lake fills to near capacity in wet winters. On Monday, Lake Oroville was 51% full, or 73% of its historic average for this date. Overall, the largest reservoirs in California, including Shasta, Oroville, Folsom and San Luis, are in better shape, at a combined 102% of their historic average for this date because they filled during the heavy winter of 2017. Erin Mellon, a spokeswoman for the State Department of Water Resources, said that some work on the main spillway will continue after November. 1. Including concrete curing, joint sealing, filling behind the sidewalls and site cleanup. Work also will continue into 2019 to finish the adjacent emergency spillway, which had been a dirt hillside that badly eroded during the February 2017 emergency, and now will feature concrete reinforcement and deep pilings. Normally a project of this size and complexity would take years to complete, Mellon said, but we're working at an accelerated rate to ensure public safety. We are confident that we will meet our public safety milestone in November. The total cost is estimated at $870 million, according to a Department of Water Resources update from January that Mellon said has not changed. That includes $500 million for the work from Kiewit to rebuild the spillways, $210 million for other work, including debris and sediment removal, power line replacement, building access roads, state staff time, and technical consultants, and $160 million for the emergency response during the crisis. Also in January, an independent team of experts who reviewed the spillway failure concluded in a report that Department of Water Resources officials were overconfident and complacent, and gave inadequate priority for dam safety for decades at Oroville. They noted that main concrete spillway at the 770-foot-tall dam north of Sacramento's in Butte County was built in the late 1960s on poor-quality rock. The spillway, only 7 inches thick in some areas and not adequately anchored, cracked in multiple places in the following years, allowing water to flow underneath. On Feb. 7, 2017, water from powerful winter storms rushed under the massive spillway, which forced up its giant slabs and ripped a huge hole in the structure, causing one of the most serious dam emergencies in California history.